Hey guys, welcome back to the shed. Welcome back to part 3 on the Honda Bentley. So we're going to pick up exactly where we left off in the last video and continue getting this beauty back on the road. This video, valve clearances, ignition timing, new points, and some other little bits, mess around with the indicators, etc. So we get straight on with the valve clearances while the engine's cold, because I need to obviously start the bike up once I start messing around with ignition timing and points, etc. So we'll start with that job first. Okay, so on with the first bit. Let's get these plugs out, just so it makes it easier to turn the engine over when we're checking the valve clearances. Also, I want to have a look at one of these plugs. I'm sure the valve stem oil seals are gone. Yeah, she's a bit oily. Oh well, might be taking this bike further apart than we first thought. Yeah. Okay, let's get this valve cover off. Yeah, she's going to need a tap to get her off. Ah, there it is. That's it. Right, so that's the valve cover off. We've got, obviously, exhausted inlet on either side of the engine. Now, what you have to do is turn the engine over by hand until we get to the top dead centre mark, and there's two. So at the moment this piston's up, valves are closed, the other piston's on its compression stroke going down. So the easiest way is just to line up this cam cut out here with the side of the valve, so I can see, because they wobble, that these two are good to adjust and the other two are under tension. So we do these two first, rotate the engine 360, and then do the other two. Right, so first thing is we'll undo the lock nut, back that off, get our feeler gauge, I'm going to open it up, I'll find the gap. You see we created a massive gap there. Put the feeler gauge in, wind it down till it slightly grips, and then lock the lock nut off. Right, it's just starting to drag. Yep. Now you probably can use the 10 minute method, so close it and then just back it off 10 minutes, but about there. It's always better to go on the loose side than it is on the tight side with valves. Worst thing that happen if they're loose is it'll make noise. If they're too tight, it can damage the top of the valve. Okay, happy with that. Gonna lock that off. Right, well, I'm going to get on and do all four. You don't need to see me do all four. So with all the valves adjusted, time to put the rocker cover back on. I gave it a bit of a clean up. It was painted, why not? So what I've gone ahead and done is the two bolts here, I've put new rubber seals on those. That's what holds it down. And we're going to need a new gasket as well. So we'll get that prepared. So what I'm going to do is apply a little bit of red rubber grease just to hold it in place whilst we put it on. Okay, let's get that back on the bike. Okay, moving swiftly on to the points. First thing we're going to do is remove the old points and condenser. Connect, get a tiny little bolt there, so I'll remove them as a set. Connect the new points to the condenser and then bring them back, and then we'll mess around with the ignition timing. Easy as that, removed. Okay, new points connected to the old condenser. Don't see anything wrong with that at all. So yeah, let's go and fit. And obviously genuine Honda points as well. Points are on. Now at the moment they are just loose. Now what I'm going to do is set the gap between the points. Now manual says 0.3 to 0.4, so we're going to go right in the middle at 0.35. The bike is already, because I left it on the highest part of the cam I believe, but we'll find out in a second. So what we need to do is to adjust it. I'll just do them up a little bit tighter first. That's better. Too tight. And we just got to adjust it until that gap's correct. So okay. Let's just turn the engine over and check that again. Closed, closed, opening, closing, went too far, open. Too tight, so open it more. Now too tight. Okay. Either too loose or too tight. Got to have patience to do this job, I suppose. Let's try that again. Close, close, open. That's about as wide as it gets. Yep, happy with that. Okay, let's lock them in. And now we're going to have to do the ignition timing. So we're going to do it by static timing or use of a bulb. So what we're looking for is this bulb to light up. Yeah, that should already be lit. There you go. So it lights with the points are closing, and what we need to do is as the points start to open, this is where it starts to spark. This light there go out. Let's see where we are on the timing mark. Ooh, looks like we're well off. Hang on. Open. Closed. There comes the fire mark, and it opened. I'm not supposed to rotate the engine back, but I will. So it's firing after the fire mark. It should be about there. Okay, so it's a little bit advanced, sorry, retarded. Yeah, I'm happy with that now. So keep your eye on the bulb. as we turn the engine over, the bulb will go on. And as the points start to open, the bulb will go off, and we want that to happen at the F mark. Always seems to go straight past the F mark, because obviously it's on compression. So it should start to go off now. So wind the engine back, there's the F mark. Bang on, just as it gets past it, goes off. On, off. Perfect. So we're going to get all this back together, get the plugs in, and we'll fire her up. Let's get it started up. Well, she fired up nicely, ticked over nicely, stunk the shed out. Yeah, it's a bit smoky. Won't know until I take it for a ride, but before we can do that, we've got to repair the indicators. So, like I mentioned earlier, where this is all being hand painted, all the earths are gone. So these only have a live, and they rely on the body to earth. So if I turn the ignition on, we'll put the right indicator on. Back one lights up. Nothing on the front, but as soon as I jump an earth lead from the indicator to the body, starts flashing. So what I could do is take these off. I've already tried, and try and clean all the grounds up and make them work. This one I couldn't undo. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to connect a wire from here up to the steering stem or some other earth point and just earth them externally. I think it'll suit the bike, to be honest. So I'm going to crack on with that. Made these little jumper cables, one for each indicator. And what we're going to do is mount them from the indicator to the fork, and that should give us the earth we need. I'll get them fitted and we'll see if they work. Okay, that's those jumper cables put on. So from the bottom of the indicator here, all the way across, up to the top of the fork. Barely see them, but now we have indicators. Excellent. Well, I think the next time you see the bike, it'll be on the road. I need to give it a run. I've got front brake shoes still to do, but I'll wait until I get some new tyres for it. I mean, the tyres are not worn, but they are old, so it's going to get some new tyres before I ride it properly, but I am going to take it out as it is. So I'm going to put some air in the tyres, put the seat on, put the side panels on. Let's get it out. Well, we're out on it. Doesn't ride very well. I think the timing's still out. But she's running. That's the main thing.
Yeah, she's not happy. I can hear her popping. I think I'll spin it round here and take her home. No, a bit further. Right, let's take her home.
Well, we're back from the test ride, and as you saw, it wasn't that good. So, came back, I've checked the timing, that's spot on. I've whipped the carb off, give that a clean, can't find anything wrong with it, put it back on, the bike is exactly the same. So, I took the carb off again. This time I took the throttle slide off, the throttle cable, and noticed the needle had been raised by someone putting like a washer underneath it. So the needle in there is the wrong needle for the bike, it's too long. And I thought that's why I didn't have the range on the throttle I should have, and why it didn't rev out. So I'm going to have to leave that for now. I'm going to get a cheap Chinese carb and give that a go. I've also got a couple of nibby carbs I could put on, but then I can't use the original airbox. So I'm going to leave that one for now. I'm going to get on with another bike. So hope you enjoyed it. I'll see you in the next one.